NBA-esque somewhat podcast of the NBA, the last of it. I got E-Man from the Mr. Vincent podcast. Y'all should already know who that is. If you haven't subscribed to his podcast or tapped into his newsletter and all that good stuff, his social medias, you are doing yourself a disservice. Make sure you support my brother. But yeah, this is the last episode. Hopefully y'all could hear me and whatnot. But yeah, so I feel like the NBA Finals ended like a million years ago. Like we're already like July 7th. When was that game?
2 weeks.
Exactly 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. Shit, that's just crazy. Like it literally happened mad quick because the draft was like a couple days after that. Then you had free agency a week after the draft. Mm-hmm. So a lot has been happening in the NBA, obviously. But before we get too far, and I'm not going to really talk much about the whole finals. We talked about it in the last podcast. But congratulations to the OKC Thunder. Our prediction, I think I predicted them to at least make it to the finals. I thought the Celtics would have made it there and go back to back. Probably would have been a better. No, let's not say that. Indiana, shout out to Indiana, bro. Like that shit was fire. I had a good feeling because once they made it there and everybody was making their little comments, I was like, I don't know, this team's entertaining. They taken down the best in the East, and they compete. But unfortunately, that game 7 was to some underwhelming due to the fact that Halliburton got hurt, like literally as he was getting cooked up. So he was cooking up, I should say.
Yeah.
But yeah, how'd you feel about how game 7 and, all the chattery afterwards where people were like saying it's a very like, finals championship and whatnot. And mind you, we got what we wanted at game 7. And here's everybody like complaining still. Like we just complained about everything at this point.
Yeah. I just think that, it was a game 7. We was all looking forward to it. A lot of people love game 7, the 2 best words in sports. Fortunately, Halliburton did go down with an injury. That sucks. Now he's going to be out all next season. So I just hate to see injuries like being like a factor into the series. But at the same time, I do think it's kind of disrespectful for KC to act like, the score was, they were tied 16-16 when that happened. I know we hit 3 threes to the game up, but like they were tied when that happened. It wasn't like they was getting blown out and then he got hurt. Mm-hmm. And then like, come on, like let's not act like they had the best record all season. They had 68 win team, dominated the Western Conference, had a crazy margin there was a crazy gap between the first team and then 2 through 7. You put it up in historical defensive performance all season long. Like, let's not act like, we'll never know what would have happened, but let's not act like they only won because like that injury happened. Like they couldn't have won that game. Being in OKC, having home court, the momentum could have shifted. I know Halliburton started off hot because like, I know he started off hot, but at the same time, game 7s are really tricky. Like Shea was like, 10 for 27 from the field. I remember Kobe being 6 for 24 against the Celtics. I think Braun was like 10 to 27 against the Warriors in game 7.
It's the highest level anxiety you could ever have.
Exactly. Like no one's efficient in game 7. It doesn't matter. It's ugly. Both teams know each other for the most part. There's no more game plan. It's strictly just trying to like gut it out, and it can be ugly, but whatever, you have to get it done. That's how it is. So that's why I feel like, I hate the people are trying to knock OKC, and I say, like, listen, if y'all want to do that with OKC, I hope y'all kept that same energy for the 19 Raptors and the 15 Warriors, because there were some injuries that helped in their favor as well too. So 100%. I think this is the new norm now, where all these injuries that take place in the season because it's so long and it's so taxing your body. I think that this is going to be the norm. We're going to see injuries like somewhat of a factor into these outcome of these series, which sucks.
Yeah, but that's the thing with professional sports. Injuries is part of the game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, like this happens in the World Cup. The World Cup's one of the biggest tournaments in all of sports. You see it in hockey. Hockey players kind of play it off a lot better, and they don't really report those injuries. It's funny how they treat hockey. It's a little differently. They'll make it seem like it's just a total team failure instead of the one guy that they always want to, gas up or whatever the hell it may be. Like McDavid from the Edmonton Oilers, they call him McJesus or whatever they call him. Like they call him, he's supposed to be like, he's the LeBron of hockey right now. And he is getting his criticism because he went back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals without a chip. But you're not going to hear much about it because it's not a popular sport. You know what I'm saying? But you hear a lot in that in football. Football. Oh my God! God forbid you lose the Super Bowl. You're as a quarterback. They're gonna dissect everything about you. To this day, people still talk about Mahomes losing to Brady, and that was like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and mind you, you could go out your way and say injuries this, injuries that, but that's part of the game. It is what it is. Like you gotta hold that L. You had an opportunity. You had an opportunity to not lead yourself, get yourself to that game 7 and actually win the like. Mind you, we all know the Pacers were up 2-1 in the series, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, you had an opportunity at the crib, take the 3-1 lead. You did it. Big ups to OKC. They showed for whatever it's worth, being known as that youngest team in the league and inexperienced that everybody was questioning. They lived up to their own hype, and they may end up being the one team that actually has a dynasty window opening.
I agree.
So yeah, I feel the same as you. Like Game 7, high intensity, high anxiety. Coaches just kind of lose their ways a little bit, and they stick to they probably shorten their rotations, but not in this series, man. Like from what we've seen, the NBA is going to change, and it's not about how these guys played offensively or defensively. It's the depth. If you can't go into an NBA season with at least 11 men ready to play basketball, you might be in trouble. Because injuries, like we're talking about injuries every single time, it comes to bite you. Like the Celtics, sorry, you lost Tatum. Now you're looking for an answer. Like you can't. You relied on him to do everything, pretty much. You feel me? And then also Jaylen Brown was hampering with injuries. The Knicks with the Thibodeau situation. Everybody's like, kind of, limping to the finish line. Couple last year the Bucks had Giannis and Dame were hurting. Now Dame officially like tore his Achilles this year. Like shit happens. It's just what it is. But it was a good conclusion to the NBA season, and now we're into the off season. Of course, it's been buzzing ever since then. Let's start off by talking. Draft happened. I can't give you a bunch of names. I know about the few, the Ace Baileys, the Cooper Flags, you name them. I don't really get into that. You know what I'm saying? I don't do college basketball. I love it, but I don't know the older names. I seen some big names that didn't even get drafted. You feel me? So I'm not gonna get into that. But what I will get into is the fact that we're now in the offseason with the free agency, and once again, Kevin Durant has been traded. And we could officially say he's traded now because the trade was completed as of today. And in the first time in NBA history, a 17 trade was completed that highlighted him going to Houston along with Clint Capella. And then Dylan Brooks, Jalen Green, they go to the Suns, and then there was a bunch of miscellaneous niggas and money tossed
picks,
around. Yeah. So, at first glance, how do you look at the West with all the changes you've seen, starting with KD?
I look at it as going to be very, very competitive next season, and I think that these teams are trying to like adapt to OKC with their versatility, their depth, and everything. I love what Houston did. I think it was between like the best teams in the free agency so far. I would say it's a 2-team race between the Rockets and the Nuggets, even though it probably might lead to the Rockets now because I think Valanciunas is trying to play in Europe and not going to honor his contract, the remaining years time left on his contract with the Nuggets and trying to play in Europe. So I probably say the Rockets right now. I mean, we've seen like what the Rockets were last season, even though they were the number 2 seed. A lot of people didn't really believe in them just because of the fact that they didn't really have a go-to guy you can rely on when situations like got like real tight. Somebody who rely on to give you buckets and help take the pressure off the defense. And we saw that happen in the playoffs when the Warriors were able to beat them in a 7 game, and albeit a hard-fought series, still won in 7 games and won rather convincingly in Game 7. So what do? They address that by going out and getting arguably the greatest scorer in league history, even though he's on the backside of his prime, still as efficient as ever. Actually, kind of wild to do that after tearing his Achilles several seasons ago. Right. Still like cooking in the league. So you got him now. You get Capella to go along with Amen Thompson. You kept Jabari Smith. I love that. Oh, and to go with Thibodeau, with Ime Udoka, who had a relationship with KD going back to Brooklyn, plus time in Team USA. I think that they are probably I want to say they're the best team just because the best team that's suited to match with OKC. I probably would lean towards the Nuggets only because Joker's the best player between the two teams, the Rockets and the Nuggets. But, I mean, they're putting themselves on the right path. Because KD, even though it's going to be, I think it's the year 19, this coming season, he's still like one of the premier players in the league. I would think a top 15, top 20 player still in this league, maybe even higher. So I really like that they did this offseason.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Like I saw a lot of people saying that this move doesn't really move the needle. And you
That's
know that
crazy.
whenever I see people make comments like that, I just think to myself like, you're the same people that were like elated when you see like we're talking about like Celtics fans for specific. I'll be more specific. It's them. They saw KP and Drew Holiday go to Boston, and they already automatically thought championship. So why is it wrong for Houston Rocket fan to feel like we have a future Hall of Famer, first ballot, one of the probably the next person to get 30K points. Does he have 30K now?
Who?
KD.
He probably doesn't because of the time he's missed with injuries and everything. Missing the
He'll
whole
get there.
season.
He's gonna get it.
I could look it up though right now on my phone.
Yeah. If he's not there yet,
Probably close to it.
if he
Actually,
doesn't
he
have
might be. Let's see.
if he
That's a
doesn't,
good question.
I thought
He might have 30K. Let's see.
Nonetheless, we're talking about one of the greatest talents that ever played basketball, and it doesn't move the needle. Why? Because he been to two different franchises since Golden State and hasn't won a chip. Like, not a lot. It's not as easy as it looks. Like, there's not a lot of superstars winning chips by leaving where they came from or in general. Like, they all, you really got to have a good bunch around you as good as you are. You feel me? So it's like, to me, it moves the needle. That's what, like you said, that was when it got tight and, you're going against a Steph Curry-led team or a LeBron James-led team or, a Joker-led team, like those type of team or SGA-led teams, you need a guy who can be the neutralizer, the one that could just bring it back down. Like, okay, we gave up 10-0 run. Let me cut that shit in half by myself. You feel me? So, yeah, I think it moved the needle. I think it was a great move by Houston. I love the moves from Denver. Cam Johnson straight up for Michael Porter Jr. They kind of the same guy in a way.
I like Cam because Cam moves out of the basketball. Like he's not
Right.
stationary like Michael Porter Jr. is. I feel like he's a little more reliable.
More,
So
yeah.
I like that upgrade they did. And like
Yeah.
they don't want to get rid of any of the guys in the championship core like the Gordon or Murray. So I think he was like the person to go.
Yep.
That had to go if we want to upgrade the team.
I liked it because Michael Porter is injury prone. He is when he's healthy, he's a very great shooter. Don't get me wrong. And he improved as a defender. There's things he improved on. He didn't live up to the hype, but he's good. I'm not going to take that away from him. But Cam Johnson, I think, is either the same age or slightly younger. Cheaper.
He might be a little older than him. Cheaper, definitely cheaper. Saves them a lot of money.
Yeah, they saved some money, which allowed them to also get back Brown and who they end up getting again.
Valanciunas.
They traded for Valanciunis. They got somebody else. I can't remember who it was.
Oh, they got Bruce Brown back. Oh, we talked about it. Is that right?
Yeah, Bruce Brown. Yeah, they got Bruce Brown back. Valanciunis is good.
And Tim Hardaway Jr.
Tim Hardaway Jr. Right. So they bolstered up the bench, which they were in desperate need of, and I believe they're still in the running for Westbrook. So, I mean, Denver re-upped. The Clippers didn't really make a huge splash, but they got Brook Lopez. I'm not mad at that. That's a good off-the-bench dude. OKC didn't really need to do anything but sign their guys back, and they're young.
Yeah. And they got that guy coming from the point guard they drafted last year. Supposed to be some sensational point guard from Serbia. He made his debut last night in the summer league. Nikola Topic. He tore his ACL last year, so they just shelved him for the whole season.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. He was like a top 10 pick or some shit.
I think it was an 11th or 12th pick. OKC grabbed him last season, so he made his debut last night. He looks pretty good. So yeah,
that's nasty work.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, they're just collecting cards at this point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Pokemon collecting, that's crazy.
Listen, that GM is the GOAT.
The best one.
Yeah. He was the one who drafted the trio from before, right?
He drafted KD, Russ, and Harden, yeah.
Jeff Green, Serge
Ibaka, yeah. That's one hell of a resume. That's the hell, yeah.
Yeah, man.
One hell of a resume, man. That's crazy.
You can say what you want about other GMs in the league, how great they are. This man right there, he plays with house money every day. It doesn't hurt him. And he successfully rebuilt a team, and not a lot of GMs can say that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of GMs would have been done after losing Russ, KD, Harden, like just fumbling that era. The way that he's able to recover and relatively quickly, I'd say.
Right.
Such a quick fashion, quick turnaround. It helped that the Clippers were thirsty for Paul George because they wanted to secure Kawhi, so that helped. And then they got SGA, and then the domino effects. Because I think Jalen Green was from one of the picks from the Clippers in the deal. That helped. And then Chet because I think SGA got hurt the year before. They got a high draft pick and the number 2 pick, and got Chet too. So yeah, things work out.
I remember the deal happening. I just didn't know the details that well because Paul George, because I know that was Kawhi who wanted him there. Because it was either Kyrie or Paul George, and he decided on to have Paul George there. Which
and they threatened to go to the Lakers if they didn't get it done, so they
right,
couldn't. They
and
had to do it.
and it's a bummer too because we never were able to get to see that come to light. Them two
Yeah.
like dominating because Kawhi was good enough to get them to the Western Conference Final, and Paul George played a great Western Conference Finals. It just it was him by himself damn near.
Yeah.
And I would think that was their second year together. But yeah, man, I mean, you know, the Clippers they got Brook Lopez, but then now we got to look at your Lakers.
Oh wait, before we go to Lakers, so KD does have 30,000 points.
Yeah, 30,000. Okay.
And Michael Porter Jr. is a couple years younger than Ken Johnson, like 2 years younger.
He's a couple years younger. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought they were around the same age. Okay.
Well, they are around the same age. It's a couple years younger.
Okay. We haven't seen anything else happening. I mean, I don't think did Golden State make any moves?
Not that I can recollect right now. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing of sizzle.
I wouldn't be surprised if you start hearing Giannis wanting to go somewhere like a Golden State. I don't think it's gonna happen, especially after what we just saw that he vetoed the Jimmy Butler possibility to Milwaukee a few years back.
Mm.
But yeah, your Lakers. How you feeling about the situation there? I know LeBron, and you know he's gonna be always talked about. We're gonna talk about LeBron. He is by far one of the greatest players I ever played. He's 40-something years old, still doing this shit. All pro player, still all NBA, everything. Attention, he loves attention. We know that. I don't know why people act shocked and get annoyed. Let the man get his attention. If you're a Patriots fan, you know Tom Brady loves attention too. Look at him now. He ain't stopping. He probably will tell you right now he could put on a jersey right now and play football. Like that's just who those are the type of dudes they are. They have egos. The egos is too large. They act like nobody. They act like they're beyond everything else that's in front of them. But besides all that, he opted in. What is your prediction on that opt-in? Do you feel like that was just him saying, I'm opting in and I'm just going to take it year by year now with the Lakers? Or do you think he opted in like, I just seen what happened with this ownership switch, and I don't know if I'm going to commit fully. What do you guys want to do with this situation here? Are we looking forward to the future? Because there's reports that the Lakers are trying to save money for 2026 because they have a capability of adding a max player.
Yeah.
Or will he abide by those ring culture trolling, actually go for that and chase for a ring somewhere else where he knows he could win it by getting a trade?
Yeah, man. It was just weird. LeBron was being like contradicting himself, saying that he's all about winning, but then he elects to opt in rather than opt out and then let the Lakers do what they can do to put the best roster around him and Luka, and take somewhat of a pay cut. I know it sounds crazy, but at the same time, you're a billionaire. You're 40 years old. I guess you are still at least one of the premier players in the league. But at the same time, if you really all about winning the championship, what's going to hurt taking a little pay cut at this point in your career, knowing how this new CBA works and how it's so tough to build a team together around, and especially around you and Luka, who at this point in your career, you're not an elite defender, and Luka's never been that at all. So why not try to allow the Lakers to put the best team around y'all, let them come with a plan instead of you looking to opt in. So I thought that was a little weird. I just think LeBron I can't see LeBron leaving LA. Maybe I'm wrong, but I know that he loves it out there. His kids go to school there. All his businesses are out there. I think that's why the Lakers were able to get him, because he was in that new phase of his life and everything. So I don't see him trying to make that move right now. I think I've seen people try to speculate about Golden State or even Dallas. I don't see how that's going to work, whatever, because you're going to have to get something up in return. As a Lakers fan, it's just a little frustrating, just because, team hasn't really made any real significant moves that makes you feel like they're going to be in the upper echelon of the Western Conference. Granted, it was cheap, like 2 years, I think $8.5 million. That's very cheap. But at the same time, not really a fan of his motor, his lackluster effort on defense and everything. He's talented, but I don't think that he moves the needle at all. They had to let Dorian Finney-Smith walk, let him go to Houston and everything. That was a great pickup.
I forgot.
That was a great pickup. So that hurt. That was Luka's guy since the Dallas days and everything. So damn, I don't know. I just look at them right now. I don't know what Pelinka's. It's kind of like Pelinka's falling asleep at the whale right now. Since free agency started, somebody got to give him a little nudge. But yeah, I think you said that they're trying to save cap space for 2027, 2028 when they can have another max spot and everything. But at the same time, do you really want to wait that long and not try to maximize Luka right now and everything? It's tough. And I think I seen Windhorst saying that the Lakers are viewing Braun more of an expiring contract, which makes sense to them trying to save cap space for 2027, 2028. Because it's kind of crazy though. LeBron's still great, but at the same time, Father Time's undefeated. Your best days are behind you, not ahead of you. So at some point, this happens to everybody. Like I'm sure LeBron never been like the second best player on a team in his whole career until like right now. Right? It's just kind of weird. So it's like a new phase right now for LeBron that he probably can't come to terms with. I mean, I don't blame him. If I would think I was still the best player if I was playing at high level like that. And let's not forget about all the money that he brings that generates around the economy. Even though it's a little different. This is like not Cleveland, it's L.A. But still, he's still a main attraction in the NBA. He's going to put butts into the seats and everything.
Right.
So he has every way to feel the way that he does. But I just think that as a fan, I would have liked to see him opt out, allow the team to maneuver around him and Luka and everything, and try to put the best team forward that can realistically compete in the Western Conference. Because right now, I don't see them competing at all.
Yeah, I mean,
with like the top 3 seeds, which I would say right now probably would be OKC, Houston, and Denver. I would say top 3.
When I saw he opted in, automatically I thought to this point, maybe this is it. This is my last one. Because he hasn't talked negotiation for extension. He hasn't really like, I mean, the assumption is a trade, but he hasn't asked for that. Rich Paul is denying everything too, as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and LeBron got a no trade clause as well.
Exactly. So if he was to go somewhere, that's somewhere he would decide on his own. But there's not going to be a lot of room for him. He could say, "Go. I want to go to the Knicks." Do you really want to go to the Knicks, my friend? It doesn't sound right. That's not a good scenario, in my opinion. I mean, you're circling it back. You're going to be playing with Mike Brown, who you kind of started your career with, low key. Your first like successful runs as a player on a championship team was with Mike Brown. Do you want to go to the Knicks? Do you want to go to Golden State? And he's gonna be the second best player there. I'm not. No one's gonna convince me he's better than Steph. Like as far as I'm saying, like as far as his like, I hate using the term, but his aura is not the same as Steph. Steph is like, he doesn't really need the attention. The attention comes to him. You know what I'm saying? And he's like exciting. There's a lot of excitement behind him. He is San Francisco, Oakland. He is the man out there. He's that guy. LeBron wouldn't be that. He wouldn't be the person there. If he knows better, staying in LA makes the most sense. Play it out. Watch what LA has to do as far as like the possibility of acquiring someone else. In my opinion, my prediction is they might explore the opportunity again in Giannis. That's my prediction. Like Austin Reeves, Hayes, Hicks, other teams, however you got to do it, give me that guy. And that will convince LeBron, hey, I'm staying here. Give me that extension. I'm playing the last 2 years of my career here. Boom, let's win a ring. That's what you should do. You get 2 of the best players in the world. I'm talking about international players in the world with the best American-born player in LA for an owner who could spend money too. Come on, man. Like, if I'm the Lakers, you got to pull that trigger and keep that man there. Don't make him think like, oh, I buy me out so I can go to Dallas. He's going to look bad in that scenario. A trade or a buyout is going to look stupid to me. He just needs to retire in LA. That's it. Or else, if anything, go to Cleveland. Go to fucking Cleveland. That's the only place he could go where people will probably be like, you know what? Makes sense. Go back home, close it out. You know what I'm saying? They got the team. They already got a team. Go over there.
Yeah, a little storybook type ending, and the fact that they came up short in the playoffs would help that as well too, in terms of like a public perception of LeBron was to decide to go back.
Because I'm assuming a buyout would only, if he got bought out, he could sign for like a little bit over the mid-level exception, something of the sorts. Like that's I think right. I really don't, and I always tell people this. I don't understand the logistics and the finances of basketball. The shit makes no sense. I just know motherfuckers get bread. That's it.
Long story short, right?
SGA is getting money. Like we're talking 285 M's. That's what he got. You feel me? I know those numbers. I don't understand the totality of it. You feel me? But if he wants to go back home, go do that. Spend 2 more years there, close it out. Your son's in Arizona playing ball. He's gonna do NIL for probably 2-3 years, whatever. Like your daughter, still pretty young. Your wife will be okay with you being in Cleveland. I probably still got a crib over there. I think he said that.
Oh yeah, just still got a crib in Cleveland.
Business out there. Go back to Cleveland if you don't want to stay in LA. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure LA would be okay with that. They were like, yeah, give us Garland and fucking Max Strus, whatever. We'll still get Giannis. You feel me? Like they will. I'm telling you, the Lakers are prepared to just drop a bomb on the league of some type of big name once LeBron's out of here. Because if you have that type of owner, bro, he's owns to win. He's not owning to lose.
Yeah.
He's not owning to rebuild.
And it sounds like he's not really scared of this whole second apron thing that's going
No,
on. Like so
no.
many much owners are. Like he don't care. Like
He's right.
he'll spend.
He already got the blank check, bro. He's like this.
Yeah.
How much? Hey, we good. We good. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We good. I got my own stadium. I'm good now. Thank you. And Genie's still a part of that shit too. Yeah, we good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wanted to get your thought on that. I feel like that situation is making. I think that's what's from what you're saying, like with the whole Rob Pelinka, like kind of sleeping at the wheel. I think it's more or less of him like trying to figure out what does this man want to do. Are we gonna move on with him? Do I have to wait for him to tell me something? Like, I know he's on vacation. What's up? You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, kind of the same way on the Celtics side, because the East, we didn't talk about the East. The East has made some improvements. I want to say, did we record when we recorded when Desmond Bain got traded, right?
Yeah.
I believe we did. Yeah. So we know about Desmond Bain. Neither here or there. Atlanta, they got better. They got Kristaps Porzingis. They also got
Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
Yep. So they're gonna be running and gunning. They looked at how Indiana just got crazy. They're like, why can't we do the same? It's the same type of roster, in my opinion. To be honest, you feel me? And then Milwaukee dropped the first bomb of the year, the biggest bomb. I didn't see that happening. I didn't see that little heel turn from Miles Turner. I thought Miles Turner would never leave Indiana. The amount of times this man has been in trade rumors for the last like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And he decided to go to Milwaukee after going all the way to a 7-game series, game 7 in a 7-game series of the NBA Finals. Your best player or your engine to the offense of your team is now going to be out for the year, and you just decided I'm just going to leave the city and play with maybe Giannis. I thought maybe Dame, but maybe Giannis. Now it doesn't even look like either or.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you feel about that move?
I mean, it's weird in a sense. I mean, it makes sense as to why the Bucks would want to do it, because you want to like try to like, obviously you lost Brook Lopez, and you know that Giannis is best when he's playing alongside a stretch big who's able to spread the floor out with a 3-point shot, which allows him to maneuver his way to the basket and everything, and have like less crowd in that area and everything. So Miles Turner does that. Plus he's probably better than Brook Lopez is right now, because Brook Lopez is like pushing 40, and then Miles Turner's on like 30, I think 31, whatever, or 30. So he's probably better right now in 2025 and everything, and not quite the defender that Brook Lopez was, but he's relatively good. So I feel like they just needed to do something to convince Giannis that he'd stand. I think that they pitched that idea to Giannis before pulling the trigger and getting Brook Lopez, and then in the process waving Dame to make space for him, whatever. Yeah, I think the move, it's like a lateral move. It doesn't really make them better, I think. Just keeps them right where they are in the Eastern Conference. They're not better than New York or who else? Yeah, or Orlando, I don't think. Probably not even Boston still.
Detroit.
Maybe not even Boston. Detroit, yeah. No, they're not better than them. Maybe Indiana because Halliburton's out. Yeah, so I think that this is going to be stuck where they're at. And on the side of the Pacers, I think it's funny because if Halliburton doesn't get hurt, whether they win or lose that series, they don't let Miles Turner walk away. Or the fact that they know that the series is that Halliburton's out for the next year, they don't want to like pay the luxury to have Turner there, knowing that they're not going to win anything. They're not going to go back to the finals without Halliburton. So why am I going to pay Miles Turner? So I'm pretty sure that's what happened, because Halliburton is not available all season. They elected not to pay Miles Turner to put them over the luxury when they're not going to advance back to where they got this past offseason.
That sucks that they would think like that, though. That's tough.
Yeah.
And it kind of went to your quote unquote rival, because the last couple of years they've been having their little spats during the playoffs and whatnot. But with that being said, in order for that signing to happen, they have to buy out Dame.
Yeah.
Which is another crazy move in my opinion, because there's reports saying that, they weren't happy about the fact that he was requesting to just train outside away from the team as he's recovering, which, listen, he doesn't need to be around, in my opinion. Like, maybe some games he pops up because he's finally like going to doing basketball activities, but the man is out for the year. Like, just be okay with understanding he's going to be back at some point. And now that he's bought out, that got Giannis, who's suddenly been the most outspoken player of all time now, start feeling some type of way. And I'm like, they can't satisfy Giannis right now. They can't. Those moves, any move that they're making is not going to satisfy that man.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. I don't know. The Dame, waving Dame was tough to see because you just don't do that. But I get it.
Man, listen, I don't get why everybody's getting mad. Like, oh, there's no more loyalty in sports. That's a blessing in
Yeah,
disguise for
it
Dame.
is what it
Dame
is.
don't want to be in Milwaukee, and now he gets to keep all this money plus go to a team of his choice for
Yeah,
the first time in his career, put
yeah,
himself in a position to win a championship. He's
I
living,
agree.
living.
Yeah,
He's
this is the
good.
first time he's been able to consider himself a free agent.
Yeah,
He's been traded everywhere. He was loyal to a franchise long enough. He wanted to go to Miami. He
loyal
said
to a loyal to a fault at a point. Yeah,
correct, but keep in mind, he was coming to them like, hey, give me the opportunity to go to Miami. Just send me there. They're like, nah, we're gonna just send you to Milwaukee. Like, nah. At the end of the day, these franchises don't give a fuck. They don't give a flying fuck. The only thing they care about is once they give you that contract, they expect you to live up to it, or else. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, there's not really an or else because very rarely do they buy out players in the NBA nowadays.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The only league that's kind of tough to deal with is the NFL because they will cut you and they'll cut their losses. You know what I'm saying? Those owners are billionaires. They don't care. They're like, oh yeah, dead money, cool, whatever. Next, you feel me? But NBA dead money is really dead money. It's like it hurts the pockets of their salary cap. They can't afford to do that. But it's not the first time in league history that somebody got bought out. Allen Houston got freaking bought out of New York. New York was paying him for 10 years
yeah.
after he left. You know what I'm saying? There's been many players that still get paid by these franchises after being either traded or let go. So it's like I don't feel bad for I don't feel bad. I'm not gonna be mad at either. He's still making out. He's gonna get a guaranteed check every year. You feel me?
Yeah.
Or guaranteed checks.
I
Now, like
believe
you
I
said,
believe for the next 5 years. Yes.
right. So now, like you said, he has an opportunity to choose his path. And honestly, I don't think he's a guard. Like he probably lost some explosion. He's gonna lose some more, but he's a great
Yeah.
shooter.
Being 35 and being this, yeah,
Yeah, but
getting that injury at that age, yeah, it's tough.
exactly. So, but he's still a great shooter. So it's like his role is gonna change. He's gonna have to accept the change of his role. That's the challenge for Damian Lillard. Him being his talent, I don't think is gonna be a challenge. He just has to fight through that. You know what I'm saying? But wherever he ends up going, I wish him the best of luck on that. I mean, it's gonna be tough. You know what I'm saying? It gives me that Oladipo vibes. Remember that? That was tough to
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah.
You know, destroyed his knee. He got many opportunities since then. He
Never was the
really
same.
wasn't the same. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks. And that was just his knee. You know what I'm saying? Not to say take that lightly, that some players can't come back. Like Lonzo Ball, his injury is legit. He has knee issues. And he just finally came back after almost 3 years.
Yeah, almost 3 years off.
You know what I'm saying? And that was a good move by Cleveland, by the way. A solid backup point guard.
He helps. He helps like uptick their tempo and everything. Kind of like someone like what Indiana does. Like he would have been perfect in Indiana system, like playing
Mm-hmm.
alongside like Halliburton, whatever. Like he's a player. He would fit well in the Pacers
Yeah.
style of play.
Because he's a good spot up shooter.
Yeah.
He's a very good facilitator as well. Where did what's his name? Jerome?
Ty Jerome. I believe the Grizzlies. If I remember correctly.
Check that.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the Grizzlies.
You could be right.
Grizzlies.
Yeah. So he went to the Grizzlies, and as we all know, Grizzlies gave up. They also lost what's his name? White boy shooter. He went to Atlanta as well.
Luke Kennard.
Yep, Luke Kennard. So those moves were happening, but then now we have the Celtics. That was the most obvious thing that was going to happen this offseason was they're going to have to offload at least 3 contracts from that team. Drew Holiday got traded back to. It's bad funny to hear that. That's kind of fucked up. If what I heard, he's mad about that shit too. He's mad about the trade. He's back to. He went back to Portland.
And I feel like this time they're not gonna like try to move him. They want to keep him.
They want to keep him. They do want to keep him. I think Portland has seen like this is an opportunity to be like the Houston Rockets. We have they drafted 2 young guards with having Anthony Simons. They had to give up at least one of those 3, and it had to be Simons because his contract expiring. And then they didn't really like Ayton and his pouting and nonsense. So get him out of here. We already have a center from the previous draft, and we drafted another center. So they kind of have a pretty solid squad. They extended Billups, so they want their opportunity in the Wild Wild West. And then if you get Drew Holiday, Drew Holiday will just be the veteran leader over there that they've been desperately needing. But that was a good trade for the Celtics in the terms of like getting it going as far as that second apron conversation, and of course the Kristaps Porzingis going to Atlanta, getting back what's his name from who played for Cleveland. He's from Mass too, which is crazy.
Oh yeah, no, talk about. I don't know his name. I think it's from Lawrence. I don't know his name off the top of my head right now. I know you're talking about.
Yeah, so they got
So let me know. How do you feel about this? Because here's my thing. Well, you being a Celtics fan, team your team who has one up a year or two ago, whatever, winning a championship, being relatively competitive like the past 7 and 8 seasons in terms of like Eastern Conference appearances, multiple Finals appearances. They finally break through, win the championship last season. Now they have to like break their team up due to this stupid second apron rule. My thing is, I get you want to keep the balance of power. Like you want to keep it competitive, keep the even level playing field across the league. Don't want to give the teams with the deep pockets the advantage and everything, the big market attraction. But at the same time, man, if you're building through the draft, you're building the right way. You shouldn't like be subject to this if you're building the right way. Teams like the Celtics, Nuggets, OKC. Yeah, OKC did trade Shea, but they drafted J-Dub. They made a lot of other savvy moves. Like these guys, like actually like built their way through the draft. They calculated everything, made the right necessary moves at the right time, and now they're being punished for this and having to break up their teams. I think it sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I believe this is the Players Association's fault.
Yep, I
Correct me
agree.
if I'm wrong. All right, so if that's the case, who's at fault here? The same
Yeah.
people who want to win. You know what I'm saying? It's the players, and then these owners agree to it with the players. They given these players way too much power, and now these owners can't even build the teams they want to build that for a longer term. Now they have to play, Monopoly all of a sudden. Like Jesus. Like now I have to figure out who I can't keep after 2 years.
Yeah.
This year, like what? You know what I'm saying? Or players have to sit back like a superstar player like a Jalen Brunson and even like the ones who I've opted out, like Harden and all them, they said, okay, fuck, I guess I gotta take less bread or else this team's gonna get dismantled immediately. You feel me? So it's like for it to be the way it is, the players could have done it a different way, but they were bitching and moaning because certain teams like they. This is because of the Warriors situation more than like
Yeah, definitely,
if
absolutely.
anything, because the
But at the same
Warriors.
time, the Warriors outside of the KD and KD getting there is only because the salary cap ballooned. Steph was on a team friendly deal because he signed that team friendly deal after he had multiple ankle surgeries. So that's different. But everybody else, like Draymond, Clay, Steph, they weren't top 5 picks, and they all homegrown, drafted by the Warriors. Then they made the savvy moves, getting Iguodala there, getting Sean Livingston. Like, so I get it. They got KD, but again, that was just like lightning in a bottle type situation.
Yeah. But like you said, that was the right way of going because even all those names you just mentioned, Livingston,
Iguodala,
Iguodala, you could even throw in David West. They said
yeah.
Andrew Bogut come here. We're talking about guys that were like damn near at the tail end of their careers,
Mm-hmm.
and they just revived their careers because the system was so fluid. They played their roles like that was a team that actually had every player play a role. Nobody was saying they knew Steph was Steph. They're like, yeah, I'm not getting in the way of that man. He's dangerous. Like even Jimmy Butler in this system. Those interviews in the playoffs, he was like, yeah, he's Batman, man. Don't look at me. I just do what I gotta do. He's Batman. Because he knows if Steph doesn't get going, you could have Klay Thompson's greatest game or Jimmy's greatest game or Katie's greatest game. It may not matter. He
Yeah.
has to be active. Like he has to be on that court because you have to account for him for at least 45 minutes of the game. You know what I'm saying? So with all that said, I mean, me personally, it kind of sucks the apron situation. This whole offseason kind of weird.
Yeah.
As far as the Celtics situation, I thought all this would have been inevitable only because second apron or not, like they kind of like put themselves in that situation. They got the chip. Watch, check me. They got the chip. No, actually before the chip, they traded for Kristaps Porzingis, and in order for the trade to be possible, they agreed to an extension.
Yeah.
Right? Boom. You get Drew Holiday. I don't even recall if his contract was even expiring. They gave him a 5-year deal at 31, 32 years old.
Which I thought was like, what the hell? Like,
The
I would do
craziest
that.
thing ever, bro.
Yeah.
Derek White was up. Derek White is basically the same shit as Drew Holiday at this point in his career. Kind of the same type of players. You know what I'm saying? High IQ on both ends of the court, 3-point shooter. Actually, Drew Holiday actually became a better 3-point shooter with the Celtics than he was with the Bucks. great 3-point shooter, great locker room guy, all that shit. You also gave him a pay bump and extended him for 4 years as he's going into 30 years old. You feel me? You gave him all these guys money, and what did you expect? And then on top of that, you gave Hauser a freaking pay bump. Oh, we're gonna give you 10 million a year instead of 2. He is worth 2 million a year. Like, you don't give that man 10 million. But that's the thing. You set yourself up. So when the books are called, when you get that ownership deal that went down, which played a part, and now you have a Jason Tatum injury, you got to look at yourself in the mirror like, I don't think we could be building a team around these old guys or these whatevers. We just gave 35 million to a guy, an aging all-star. We just gave this guy who probably had COVID playing basketball in that Knicks series. We gave him almost 30 million. And Derek White, he was the third best player on the team. There, like, kind of, I guess. But you could get another Derek White. Let's be honest. You could get another Derek White somewhere else. You can. It's just that's how the league is right now. There's a lot of him in the league. It's just those dudes are not on winning situations to give more effort. He went from San Antonio to Boston and it looked like night and day to me. There'll be people that tell you, "Oh, I knew Derek White was gonna be like this." No, you did not. Let's not play this game. No, you did not, bro. Let's not do that. But yeah, you gave them all raises, and that's fine and all because you wanted to make the fan base happy, knowing that you're gonna run it back. But you could have kept them and still with what they currently had and ran it back. And then this year, you would have been looking at it like some of them regressed, which they did. You know, Drew, KP regress. Yeah, we'll give you guys a little bit cheaper. Whatever. You guys are often on and off injured. Give Derek White his bag. Hauser, give him what he's supposed to get. You're probably not talking about this right now because you're giving your top 2 players the richest contracts in the league history. You're not gonna have to talk about it. Now you do. So they set them. I feel like this, like even Brad Stevens said it. He did not expect this to be the way it was. He underestimated the whole entire conversation about the apron situation. So part of me, although all that is kind of whack because it's like takes away from allowing teams that can make it happen to build the teams they prefer. But also, these teams knew it was coming. You should have prepared yourself. This is the part of the game, that back end part of basketball that's important. But instead, they invest so much on analytics, they're not investing on the fact like we need to make sure these finances are on point. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of sucks for Boston. I don't think it's going to make them like a freaking play-in team. I think they're going to be like in the middle. They still have a pretty good.
I can see a top 6 seed.
Yeah, I can see that. Like I don't want. I know a lot of fans are talking like, oh, let's just tank for AJ or let's just blow it all up.
It's not a bad option.
Whatever the case may be. I'm like, I sit here, I'm like, you have the 6th man of the year on the team. You got Derek White, Jaylen Brown. If you really believe Jaylen Brown is who he is a top 15 player when he's healthy, right? You got some young bulls on that team that finally going to be able to give him opportunities. Build a team around Jaylen Brown. That's okay. And then now you have freaking Anthony Simons. He's actually a very good 3-point shooter. He averages 19 on a bad team, 19-20. And mind you, that was a team that actually was scoring points. Like, they have shooters on that team. You know, his time was up over there, but he's a shooter.
And he's going to be motivated because in the contract season and everything.
Exactly.
He just doesn't fit the Boston Celtics on the defensive side of the ball. But
yeah, defensively.
But Mazzulla's offense, yep, he fits in perfectly.
I think they had to sit back and just think about, like, you know what? We're going to get cooked on defense anyways this year, so fuck it. Let's just shoot the lights out the best we can. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, it is what it is. It's gonna suck, but I think it's gonna bring some humility to the fan base, so they could actually enjoy basketball for once instead of being in this dream world that they always been with green colored glasses. I talk like this because it's like I've been the Celtics fans from before they even saw that 08 championship. Yeah. I remember all that. I remember the Paul Pierce and Antoine Walker going to the Eastern Conference Finals. I was dreaming for those moments, bro. I remember Kenny Anderson on that team type shit. Like, I remember all that stuff. I know what that team used to look like. It made you feel the pride of the Celtics was always a nightly thing. But now the Celtics fan base started sounding more like Patriot fans. Like, oh, we know we're going to be there anyway. It doesn't matter. Who cares about the... You know what I'm saying? It just feels very Patriot Way-esque. And it's like, no, you took away the Celtic pride shit right away, right? Just like that. Because it's too finesse and, you know, cute and all that. No, I like the team when they're gritty. They grind their wins. Like, I like that shit. You feel me? Even the early years with Tatum and Brown being so young, they grinded for those. IT carrying that team to an Eastern Conference Final, they grinded for those. You know what I'm saying? It's not the prettiest basketball and whatnot, but sometimes you need that as a fan base. You need to kind of recalibrate your mind, just like the Yankee fans now. They don't see no type of championships these days, but they're getting humbled. They got humbled, so now
Yeah.
they just have to deal with whatever they see on the baseball field across the sports. But yeah, the Celtics situation quite interesting. Of course, we'll see how it goes out. I think they're going to compete. I'm not cool with the whole idea of tanking. It doesn't really fit what the potential that they have. Because who knows? Maybe Tatum does come back a little sooner than we expect, and he could perform in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You can't take away that opportunity from him. And on top of that, they have to realize they have to keep him happy. He's the vet. Him and JB are vets now. They gotta they lost their vets, the Horfords, the KPs, the Drews. They lost those guys and they replaced them with Tatum and Brown. They're gonna be your veterans with Derek White. So they have to grow up fast. And a best way to keep them happy is put the right talent around them, or else you're gonna end up with a Giannis situation. Every year you're hearing rumors about maybe or maybe not he'll go.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Brad's a smart guy. He's one of the best in the business, so I think I'll do a good job and try to like put the right parts around them in this new
Yeah,
climate we have in this new CBA climate.
I agree. That's why like the Simons trade I thought was pretty good for them. Like I was like, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like you regress defensively and probably a little bit of the basketball IQ goes away, but you got a younger guy. He's almost 10 years younger. He can shoot the lights out. He fits the Missoula ball on offense. It's okay. You can live with that. And if they kid, I'm trying to remember dude's name. I know his fucking name. That's what's pissing me off right now. George Niang. You have
Yes,
George
that's the name.
Niang.
Yep.
If they decide to keep him, I don't know if it's going to happen. If you decide to keep him, he is a pretty solid role player off the bench. And they didn't really have a bench guy coming off the bench doing shit anyways besides Pritchard. Maybe that works. So be it. And then they drafted a pretty good big from I think he's from Kentucky. So they have some opportunities. Let the kids develop. They're gonna have to develop anyways, especially whether at some point those two veterans that they traded were gonna be gone anyways. And Tatum was gonna Tatum's gonna be part of this team regardless. So allow them to develop. And if you truly believe Jaylen Brown is gonna be your future too, let him show that he can be that type A player. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he can. I do think so. I think he could threaten. He could make himself an All NBA guy again by being the man. He just don't handle the ball. That's all I ask.
No left hand.
No left hand, dog. That shit look ugly as hell. But yeah, man. Man. The off season's here. In the NBA, I'm sure there'll be more to come. You and I are not shams, so we're not going to sit here and drop bombs every day because we got actual jobs to go to. But when we can, we will. But of course, like again, this is probably our last NBA till the NBA starts getting crazy. Unless a crazy bomb drops, then we might have to do a quick one, real quick, like find out, let people know how we feel about it. Like a LeBron getting traded or some shit like that, or a Giannis, or there's somebody. Oh yeah, DeRozan possible. I mean, he's not that popular for me to be talking dropping bomb for him. But maybe Cat gets traded again. Who knows? Whatever. So we might do something like on some spontaneous shit. But nonetheless, NFL's around the corner. Training camp is about a couple weeks away. We'll have some episodes about football, of course. I know that. I'm excited about the football season, as I am every fucking year. I don't care how good or bad my team is. I just love football in general. But before we leave, how do you feel about the Patriots on paper?
Better, I would say. I like what they're doing down there from a defensive standpoint and the mentality they're having now, and having Vabro down there as the coach. I think it's gonna be like a 7-8 win season. I didn't see no splashes on the off season with the at the skill position like every year, so I was a little bummed about that.
Stephon Diggs.
He's 30 years old, coming off an ACL injury.
He's gonna be focused now.
Yeah, we know.
The reports are he and Cardi B are no longer.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's what it was. I saw people talking about that. I was like on my phone earlier.
I know. I went on Twitter for like a minute and I started seeing people talking shit about it. I was like, yeah, you guys knew it was coming though. Come on now, let's not act like this is not brand. This is some brand new shit.
Yeah, I saw. I think the tweet was that she deleted. I don't know if it was true enough, but she deleted all the pictures of him on her IG. I was like, yeah, that's why. Hey, man, you should never post anybody until it's really official. I'm talking about maybe like engaged type thing.
No,
you can have a kid with them because once you start deleting all the pictures, people's in your business like, yo, what happened to this person? I was like,
and they were dropping all the good vibes. Oh, he's slapping asses. He's
Yeah.
giving pink powder to bitches. This,
All
that.
the girls, are saying goals and everything. And
Go daddy, they'll call him daddy. Okay, yeah. It's fun and all you people with that type of kink, it is fun and all until the shit hits the fan and you end up like freaking Iman Shumpert.
yeah.
But nah, the Patriots, I agree with you. The Patriots should at least have 7 wins this year.
Yeah.
Can't be 4 again. They've upgraded a lot. I think Mike Vrabel's slightly overrated, in my opinion, just slightly. He only had one coaching play. He only went to one place. It was a veteran team. He had Derrick Henry. That's all you got to say. So I don't know how good he really is. I would hope that he's better than what they had before. No disrespect to Mayo. I think he was dealt a bad hand, but they I feel like they definitely addressed some needs on both sides of the ball. Their problem was the trenches. Offensive line still kind of needs some help or some work on, but their defensive line absolutely got much more improved. Getting Carlton Davis was a big move alongside Christian Gonzalez. They still have a solid defense. They've always, I think that's every team, a lot of teams in the NFL always have this certain like makeup. Like Pittsburgh is always known for having great defenses, so is Baltimore. San Francisco will always be known for having great offenses, stuff like that, or based on whatever coaching system it is. So, yeah, New England, in my opinion, will always have a good defense, as it will never change.
Yeah.
Post, pre, Belichick, doesn't matter. It's always been a pretty solid defense. They always draft well there. But that division is just going to be tough still. Like, it's not going to be a cakewalk or it's not going to be an easy 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to see Buffalo twice. They got better. You got to see Miami twice. You can't beat Tua. They have yet to beat Tua when he's not concussed.
And the Jets.
And the Jets, like, you own the Jets, that I can say, but maybe they do get better without Aaron Rodgers. So it's hard to tell. They still have a pretty damn good defense over there in New York. In the AFC, it's just a gauntlet. So it's really tough. But anything is possible. Anything is fucking possible. We saw Washington make it to the fucking the NFC Championship. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm excited for the season, and I'm excited for my Packers as always. I will never not say I am not. I think Jordan Love will finally step into on his own. I like the draft pick with Golden, and I'm praying that they somehow stumble upon on a trade to get TJ Watt or something, or Hendrickson. Give me one of them guys, bro. I'm putting bread into them winning the Super Bowl. I don't give a fuck. You can tell me whatever you want. I'm like, yep, yeah, they're winning the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, man. I'm putting my money in there. Easy. But yeah, I'm definitely excited, and we'll see how it goes. But until next time, we'll connect again during the football season. But my brother, thank you for giving me your time throughout the whole NBA season.
Yes, sir.
But everybody else, again, just drop your pod and everything. Let everybody know where they can find you.
Yeah, man, it's the Mr. Vincent podcast. You can find that podcast on everywhere you listen to your favorite pods at: Spotify, Apple Music, all the other some other platforms as well. Newsletter is only I got to work out how to distribute my newsletter, because I only put it on my IG on the link. I'm having an issue coming up probably next Monday. Been a look at that, mostly wrestling stuff. So because I'm about to go to a wrestling pay-per-view in Texas, I fly out Friday, so it's on Saturday. So I'm gonna recap my time there and everything in my newsletter. I might do a little vlog. So
have fun with that, man. That's fire, man. Yeah. That's for real fire.
I might make some wrestlers and stuff, so it might be lit. So I'm doing that. And yeah, that's it right now. On the YouTube, Mr. Vincent. I'm gonna start posting stuff on there too as well. Working on it and everything.
And of course, everybody, give me a thumbs up if you're fucking with me. Share this link to someone who cares about listening to two intelligent sports lovers about we love what we talk about. So if you like to listen to it, definitely link up and listen to us. But give me a thumbs up, share the link, subscribe. I'm on YouTube right now. I'm going to be back on the audio side, and shortly I have to fix some things. But I am on YouTube, Sports Talk with DesPain, and we're signing out.
Guy.